Yeah, we got it going. All right. So yeah, it's not like I've been streaming for very long, but you know, everybody's going around talking about this Amouranth situation. Um, One of the biggest Twitch streamers and does a lot of the hot tub videos and whatnot. Um, Recently, she broadcasted a phone call that she had with a man who turned out to be her husband. And the cat's out of the bag. Apparently, he was the one behind this entire empire that she built off of her Twitch stream videos. And the guy's a piece of shit. The guy is absolutely abusive. And she's obviously being screamed at. She's being gaslighted by those around her. And not only was she brave enough to come forward with the argument, the truth about her husband, everything that's been going on with this abusive relationship, but the overwhelming response about this seems to be in all of the legions of simps, incels, losers, you know, what I would imagine to be the majority of her fans on Twitch, absolutely outraged that she wasn't some pristine single virgin, you know, with big boobs and a bikini that they all thought that they were going to have a shot at by donating to her. Legions of guys, legions of these losers all over the web. The only thing they're concerned about is that she's been married this entire time. She's with this dude and not them. She's been making bank off of their donations, off of their following, all the money they put into her and her streams and everything she does. And she's not single, you know. She's not the pristine virgin that they would like to think that she is. She's married, and of course, here comes more gaslighting. Here comes more abuse. Here comes insult on top of injury. Why doesn't she just leave? All the usual excuses people have, the things people say to women in particular who for so long have put up with this type of thing. It's a very old story. There's nothing new here. Why doesn't she just leave? Well, why is she with that guy? Why doesn't she just get up and go? You know, why doesn't she just do this? Why doesn't she do that, this and that and the other thing? You know, let me explain something here. You know, you have somebody who it turns out their entire career, their entire deal in life, how they make their money was, you know, basically just a setup. It was something that was planned, practically out of her control. You can hear the messages. People have heard the phone conversation. They've watched the stream. They've been on top of this. Of course, she has tons and tons of subscribers or followers. This guy is a piece of shit. This guy couldn't be more textbook abusive piece of crap. And she married him. On top of that, you know, we see it all right in the clips. The fact that he's a piece of shit, we see evidence of damage he's done to the home because of his tirades, threatening her dogs, trying to hit nerves any way that he can. but not just trying to hit nerves. I mean, threatening actual harm. Harm to her, harm to the home, harm to animals. And, you know, it takes balls. It takes real bravery to get up there, to post this type of thing, to prove it. There is no doubt now. There's no hiding from it. This is what she's dealing with. On top of that, somebody, an assistant or somebody that she knows, even pokes their head through the door at one point and starts asking her about whether or not she's on her medication in the middle of some breakdown, trying to reveal all of this shit. And there are legions of people angry at her because look at all the money she has, angry at her because look at how good she has it, angry at her because, well, it's your fault, why didn't you just leave? This is the reason why women don't leave. This is the reason women do not report anything. This is the reason women feel stuck. Even with all this money and all this fame and this whole streaming career she's built for herself, first and foremost, it may not have been her idea at all. Apparently, the husband was behind all of it. He pimped out his wife so that he could have a place to live. He could have dinner on the table every night, so he could have money in his wallet. She's the one doing all this work while he's taking all this credit and taking the fruits of her labor away from her. Who knows if she ever really wanted to do it to begin with. And the guy's got all of her passwords. He's got complete control of all of her accounts. Apparently, he isn't just steering her towards this type of thing. He owns it all. All she does is stream, you know? All she does is the work, and he's the one with control of all the accounts. He's the one that pockets all the money. He's probably the one that chose the house. He probably chooses the bathing suits and the bikinis, for all you know. For all you know, she may not even have her own bank account. Nobody stops to think about this. If he created the accounts, he has the passwords, he controls everything, she might not even be getting a dime. She might never have been seeing any of this money. It may all be going directly into his PayPal, directly into his bank account. This is the type of shit that happens in abusive relationships. This is the type of scheming men do. They do this shit to their wives. They do it to their girlfriends. It's about complete control. It's about trying to feel like a big man, no matter how much of a piece of shit you are. It's because you're a piece of shit. You can't have a normal relationship. You can't be healthy. And of course, you know, this horrible response also plays right into his hands. Because I'm sure, as you're probably sure, the vast majority of these followers, the vast majority of subscribers and fans and, you know, the donations, everything is all coming from an entire planet's worth of losers and incels and lonely, fucked up guys that just throw the money at her because they think she's available. Never mentioned a husband before. Of course she didn't. You know, the idea is attainability. That's how you draw most of these insults in. That's how you draw all these losers in, you know. As long as they don't see you with a boyfriend or with a husband. They think you're single. It's not a stretch at all. In fact, I know this is the way it is. A lot of these followers, they follow her, they throw money at her, they're dying to meet her, they clog up the chat log and everything because they want to think that here's an attractive young woman who they possibly could date someday. You know, she's attainable. Maybe she'll talk to me. Maybe she'll address me personally. Maybe I can meet her. Maybe if I donate enough. You know, it's all about their own loser insult fantasies. You know, it's the same throughout the sex industry. You know, these are the types of guys, like people say, they think the stripper actually likes them. You know, it's the same thing. It's just with newer, better technology. You know, forget paying tokens for cam girls now. Now you have Twitch. Now you have OnlyFans. You know, and of course, they see this, they hear this, it's going all around. They're not thinking this poor girl. They're not thinking this guy is a piece of shit. They're not thinking, oh my God, I can't believe it. All they're thinking of is she's married and wasted my time. As if they were going to have a shot. You know, all they're thinking is, what a whore. She's doing this and she's married. All the money I gave to this bitch and she's married. And this is probably another part of the whole control thing. You know, the whole thing wasn't just a means of making a living. This whole thing was concocted by this douchebag. This whole thing was thought up by this guy who probably wouldn't have the balls to get on camera himself. Probably doesn't have any brains, any talent. No reason to ever expect he'd ever get anywhere in life. You know? He wouldn't become the next Markiplier or PewDiePie or whatever successful streamer or video creator that you watch. He's nothing. But he's got her. So why not work it to his advantage? That's not love. That's not a relationship. That's a fucking loser trying to work it to his advantage. Just like most of her viewers are people that are just thinking of how to work it to their advantage. They're just as bad as he is from a different direction. And this adding insult to injury, completely ignoring the whole point of the broadcast, everything that she's put forward. All they know is that they're mad because she's already married. And what would that mean if he finally got to meet her in person? I do all of this for my favorite streamer, and she actually double crosses me by being married the whole time. This is how fucked up these guys are. This is how they're actually thinking. And that's all they care about. Themselves. So they're going to add insult to injury. They're going to blame her for her own abuse. They are going to hate on her because she's married and not the single virgin they thought she was, or whatever whacked out thoughts are in their head. The majority of these viewers, they're nothing. They're nobody that's going to understand. They're nobody that's going to be able to help her. And this woman needs help, okay? I'm sure there are plenty of other friends and viewers, possibly other streamers, maybe even Twitch itself can help her with the legalities here. Because this woman, she definitely needs to get away from this guy. She needs a safe place to go. She needs an opportunity to get out of there. If she does not want to stream anymore, that should absolutely be her decision. Of course, it should be her decision. Twitch needs to get into contact with her, speak with her in private, help her change the passwords, protect her account from this guy, protect her from this guy. They should be doing whatever it is they can do to help her. Streaming-wise, she needs support, she needs friends, she needs family, and she needs authorities to come in and help her. Now, apparently, I saw on Moist Critical's clip, she has not been streaming since this whole thing. And like he said, I hope everything's okay with her. I hope she got somebody to help her get out of there, find a safe place for her to stay. I hope Twitch is reaching out to her, offering her help with the passwords and whatever else. She needs an attorney immediately, just in case all of this money is going directly to her husband's account. She needs to fight him on that. She needs to drain him for everything he's got in his account. It needs to go to her as the content creator, as the streamer. I wish her the best of luck. And again, this is the reason it's not that simple. From now on, I don't care. Anybody who says just leave, you know, it must have been your fault. What did you do? Anyone who gaslights or talks like it's just that simple, I'm not going to listen to it anymore. You have no fucking clue, okay? Here's a woman with millions, okay? Tons of money, well, that she's earned, maybe not in her pocket because, you know, douchebag over there. Obviously, it's not easy for her to go. Like I said, and nobody, I haven't heard anybody talk about this, it could be not a single dollar has gone to her this entire time. If the husband set up the account, if the husband has all the passwords, if the husband is one who created all of this shit and is essentially forcing her to do the streaming so that he can make money, then she doesn't have any money. That means all the donations, all the ad revenue, merchandise, whatever the hell else she has, that means it's going into his account. Do you understand? It's quite possible she has never had access to a single dime that has gone into the account from the stream or from her OnlyFans. This is the type of shit people like this do. Okay, that's why it's called abusive. That's why it's called unequal. That's why it's not a healthy relationship. That's not why it's not a good relationship. You know, you find out these weird things about people's lives that you never would have guessed. And this is essentially what she's saying here. By making all these phone calls public, by making all of this public, what that tells somebody with half a brain, no, not to get all upset that she isn't the single virgin you wanted to think she was. That's saying that this guy's skeevy, manipulative, scheming bullshit has gone so deep with this woman that he has kept a prisoner in her own home, that everything she was and everything that she earned, she was never getting. You know, it's all been going to him. He's been getting everything. And if he's got all the money, if the house is in his name, if the accounts are in his name, if the donations and the transfers are all going into his account, then where can she go? What does she have? You know, nothing. And there's thousands and thousands of women out there. One of the reasons they can't leave and they can't do anything to help their situation is because they have no money. You need money to live. You need money to stay somewhere. You need money for food. If you have kids, you have to think about them. You know, if you've got no money, if you've got no place to go, if everyone around you is gaslighting you, treating you like you're nothing, treating you like you're just crazy, or they don't like you, or you deserve what you get, where is she going to go? What is she going to do? You know, obviously this shows us it's exactly the same whether you think she's super rich or she's dirt poor. And you know that clip, somebody came in the back room, saw her crying on camera. Did you take your medication? You know, when I get upset, there are people around me, that's the first thing they say. And that's how I know I can never trust them. That's how I know I can never talk to them about anything. Because my feelings are never going to be valid. I'm going to be seen as some schlub on medication who probably got off the medication. Otherwise, why would I have feelings? It's not like I'm a human being. You know? That's the part that actually really got me. You know, and nobody thinks about it. It's not even about the abusive person. It's also the fucking evil of the people around you, the people around this abusive person who enable this shit, who support this shit, who maybe are getting a piece of it. You ever think of that as well? Maybe the friends and the family members or the assistants or the editors or whoever the hell else is around this one woman who's raking in millions a year probably, knowing that she has no control over these accounts, over what she's doing, because it's all masterminded by douchebag almighty over here. You know, if he's cutting them in, why would they take her side? Why would they listen to her? Do you understand what I'm saying? How it's not just about the abuser. A big problem is also the people around them that enable this shit, that allow this shit, that are very quick to put the woman in her place when she tries to fight back, when she wants to leave, when she ends up in a serious fight because she tries to physically defend herself. And then when you find out it's her husband and he's got control of the passwords and all the accounts, there you go. All the money's probably going directly to him and has always been going to him. He probably has his name on all the accounts and they're not even joint accounts. He's probably one of those tight-fisted bastards like you see from a 50s show where he holds on to all the money and she's got to ask him for a little piece of it when she wants to buy something. That sounds like that's exactly what the plan was here, what he was doing to this woman. And now you got people around her that we saw it on the video. Oh, did you take your medication? Well, you're crying, you're upset about something. Time for your medication. Yeah, that bitch is in on it too. She's getting a piece of it. She's getting a piece of the action, so it's within her best interest to gaslight this woman. That's what happens. And then you wonder why these women don't just leave. Just leave. Just leave. No money, no place to go, no prospects. Now you don't have a job. You know what? I dare you. You know, why don't you pack a bag, a single bag? You're not allowed to take any money because you don't have any money. Pack a bag and get up and leave your house right now. Let's pretend for a second that you're in this woman's position or any woman's position, you know, that's like this. Pack your bag, see how long it takes for your friends and neighbors to throw you the fuck out. Tell you to go out and get a job with no residence, with no legal address, with no money. Just try it. You know, it's not that simple. You don't just say, get up and leave. If that were the case, you know, we wouldn't have an abusive spouse problem. We wouldn't have an unhealthy, abusive relationship problem. Okay? And saying it is that simple is another slap in the face to women in this position. Again, you are gaslighting them. You are saying to them, before you even know what the situation is, that they're too stupid to make proper decisions for themselves. So you're right. Then why would they leave? Apparently, their husbands have it all under control. You know, you don't know. I don't know. I just had to get that part out. I am coming back. I want to check out some Reddit or maybe play a game. I just wanted to get that